Hello, today we'll be talking about our trip from Quebec City to Gaspesie along the shore of St. Lawrence River.
Which turns into the Gulf of St. Lawrence once you get to some point along the coastal drive. So we actually have a video on Quebec City if you're interested in that.
Yes, please check it out. Yeah, check it out.
But in this video, we'll be talking more about the actual drive that we took and some of the scenic spots there that we saw. So let's start with that.
Yeah, so if you look at the map, St. Lawrence River, so we drove along the Gaspesie peninsula, basically on the right shore of the St. Lawrence River, and that drive has very picturesque villages, small towns and cities.
And mountains.
Mountains as well, some cliffs along.
When we were actually driving, I said it reminded me a lot of driving on Big Sur, California. I mean, the landscape is different, of course, but it's very similar feeling. You're right by the ocean, the cliffs,
Yeah. And so we, the notable places that we noticed, so the first one is Kamouraska. Kamouraska, yes, Kamouraska. And Kamouraska has, according to National Geographic, one of the top 10 or top 5 beautiful sunsets in the world. But unfortunately we didn't get to see it because we were staying in Rimouski, which is another city close by, and we just drove through, parked, did some videos, looked around, and drove further. But yes, Kamouraska.
So we saw the sunset in the Rimouski, but I guess it's going to be very similar. I think in Kamouraska you actually see the other side of the river, because the river, I mean, there are two sides. There's another coastline, basically. If you drive north of Quebec City, that's what you see, and that's why the sunsets, they take on specific colors, clouds, formations.
Yeah, I think it's mostly because of cloud formations why it's so beautiful, because for some reason that between those two banks, the clouds form very well, and they're like kind of fluffy, have some shapes to them. And so when the sun sets, the colors are very like purplish, very, very specific, and very, very cloudy. So that's why it's very famous.
But Rimouski was very beautiful. I don't know, maybe we just haven't seen Kamouraska.
Yeah.
It's a big city, Rimouski, so there's more chances of you finding somewhere to stay there, I think. So that's one thing that we showed in this video in the beginning, the time lapse of Rimouski.
Yeah, so Rimouski was something I actually really liked the sunset time lapse that I shot. The funny thing is when we put the tripod and camera and started filming, within like an hour or so, I guess the tide began, and so we had to actually run away, because if a little bit more time, the water would be just basically at our feet. It was already at our feet.
Yeah.
Yes.
And other than that, I mean, there's a lot of villages and small towns that were there when you drive that coastline, and they're all very picturesque. Hello again, so let's continue on with our description about our places.
So after Rimouski we continued on the scenic road that goes along the shore of St. Lawrence, Gulf of St. Lawrence, and on the way we saw many rest stops that are there.
Yeah, rest stops, overlooks. There's plenty of them along the road that we really liked. The overlooks along the towns, very scenic towns. Sometimes they're like from high angle views up from the cliff down. Very beautiful. And
at some point we saw a coast or a beach near Sainte-Luce, and
it's right after Rimouski.
It was right after Rimouski, right. And what really impressed us was the colors of this coast. It had the combination of gray, red, and then the sky with the with the blue water. It's just something that I haven't seen ever before. It was really something that's very unique. What do you think?
Just a random stop along the way. There was we still don't know what it is exactly and where it is exactly, and just noticed it, but it was very unique. I wish we would have noted the location more precisely and found something about it, but there's nothing online that I saw.
Yeah, I tried to look it up too.
I think I saw one photo, but there was no description of it. So yeah. Next, we could talk about one of the stops along the way that we actually wrote down before our trip was La Martre. It's this lighthouse that's on the cliff. It's red. It's vibrant, bright red.
Yeah, so when you drive along this road that we mentioned later, there's an exit and it's right there. You can actually see the lighthouse from the road. And when you arrive, there's like a small rest area of some sort, and it has like barns or sheds painted in white and red, as well as dandelion field.
Yeah, yellow flowers.
And then you have overlook on sea. So it was really cute. I really liked it.
Yeah, and surprisingly, like along the way, we didn't really find any tourists, that many tourists actually, but on La Martre there were a few tourists. I guess it's because it's a very popular destination, but it is very beautiful because of the red colors.
Yeah, so the combination of colors.
Yeah, next I guess we could talk about, so our final destination, which we were going to, was Percé. This city that has the beautiful view of this rock in the ocean, and we will mention more details about this in another video, but that was our final destination. Before that city, there was this big national park called Forillon National Park, and we also drove to it. But I think there was some construction or closings. I don't know. We took the southern road because one of the roads was closed.
Yeah, so there were apparently two entrances, and then the other one that we took, for some reason, when we drove a little while, you had to. I guess you had to drive a really long time before seeing something. When we entered through that another entrance, there was just forest, nothing else, and it was getting dark,
and there was no really scenic things to see, no wildlife, which was I think the main reason people go to that park. But if you're looking into that, maybe that's a good place to visit, because supposedly it has good views and wildlife.
Yeah, and hopefully the construction will not interfere in the
this was a while ago, so there shouldn't be any problems anymore. And yeah, I guess we could have mentioned that the drive itself from Quebec City to Percé, which we took, was very long. I guess longer than... Oh, we did stop in Rimouski, so this was after Rimouski to Percé. It was still quite a long trip. So next time we would definitely take another stop along the way.
Yeah, so we'll probably stop in Kamouraska.
But that's before Rimouski.
Right, so we'll what I'm trying to say is we're gonna make several stops instead of just one in Rimouski.
Yeah, because from Rimouski to Percé is a pretty long drive, because we took the road, the Scenic route, which is called the Navigators route also.
Or it's also called Route 132. It's the longest highway in Quebec.
Yeah, because there's another road that's actually a highway that goes to Percé, but it's quite fast, but you don't get to see those scenic areas. So yeah, if you're planning to do the scenic route, maybe plan your trip well so that you're not tired by the end of the day.
Yeah, the south of the Gulf of the Saint-Luce is really picturesque, and I really think it's worth taking your time to drive through that Route 132 and see all those nice places along the road and enjoy the views as well.
Yeah, it was one of the best road trips we've taken. So I think that's it about that. So thank you very much. And
so with that, hope you liked this video. Give us a thumbs up and subscribe to see for more.
Yes, bye.
Bye.
And just as a bonus, this is Cassie, and you can see a video I made about her in in the suggestions above.
It was several videos before, and she's a really cute cat. She knows how to stand on hind legs and ask for food.
Right now she's asking for food. That's why she's very patient right now. Otherwise she would be swinging at my face with her claws.
So if you would like to see that movie, we included the link above, and see you next time.
Bye.